Hey everyone, welcome to Scatter's Homestead. It is a beautiful day outside. We have had an incredible spring. I actually would like to say that we kind of haven't had a spring. We've just had summer. It's been 30 degrees basically every single day for the last week. I have this rule. I do not plant out my garden before the beginning of June, and there are so many people who have planted out their gardens already because the weather is amazing. And there is no sign of frost. There's actually just sign of rain coming. And so I am going to work hard. I am going to try and get all of this out. I'm going to try and get it all into the garden. So you can just come along with me. I have no clue what this video is actually going to consist of. I don't know if it's just going to be quiet and you're going to be watching me plant out a ton of stuff, because I have a ton of stuff to get out there. I'm going to be reshaping gardens. I'm going to be putting in new pathways. Remember in the video, I don't know, a couple months ago, I really wanted to create a much different garden. I wanted to add flowers in there, and I wanted to add pathways and seating areas, and just kind of make the garden more an enjoyable place, not just for growing food, but also to enjoy the scenery. So you're gonna come with me today. We are gonna try and get all this out. Plus we have a ton of seeds to get out, and we'll be shaping beds, measuring, you know, all that kind of jazz. So let's go. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, when I'm talking about we have a lot to plant out, you are seeing lists and lists and lists and lists and lists and lists of things that need to go out. We're gonna try our best to get things done. This is the entire garden plot. This is where I was working on the rhubarb, so you can see that is done already. I don't need to worry about that. We've got the garden boxes. So this is what I call my salad bar. We will fill that up with lettuce and all those kinds of great seeds. And then right now I'm working on this plot. So this is one bed that's already prepared. It is a 3-foot bed with a 2-foot pathway, and we're gonna do that all the way along. Originally, I had decided I was gonna do a 4-foot bed with a 2-foot pathway, and I'm just finding it too large. This just seems a little more doable. I'll be able to put in 2 rows and even add a little bit something in between possibly, but this is actually a 4-foot bed measured out, and you can just see how much larger that is. And so if I'd be putting, I could technically put 3 rows, 3 full rows in here, maybe even 4 full rows, and I just think that's too much, and I can't reach over that. It's gonna kill my back. So we're going back to a 3-foot row with a 2-foot pathway, and we're gonna start laying out some plants. Well, I have been working quite a few hours shaping beds. You can kind of see bloop, bloop, bloop. Shaping beds and getting the garden planted. Now I'm stuck here. It's raining and I just brought whatever paper and seed that I had in the outside. I brought it into the garage, and now I don't know. I was just on the phone with somebody and they said it looks pretty nuts out there in our area, and it's just slowly been getting darker and darker, so I don't actually realize how dark it is. And I don't know if I'm going to be stuck in the garage through a really bad storm. Oh well. But let's slow down a little bit. I'm gonna like peek out there so that I can kind of just show you what I've been doing. Here you can see this garden, this plot right here is basically planted. We do need to add, there's a garden box going in at the end, and that is where I will be planting a lot of my herbs. And then that garden has yet to be shaped. You can see I've already put stakes in there so I can start shaping the garden, but nothing has been done on that garden yet. This is the only garden that I can say has been successfully planted. And then we have this garden to do yet. So guys, there's so much. Oh, look, my rhubarb. I told you it was going to be successful. Look at that. It is successful. It is working pretty good. So yeah, I have all of that to tackle, but I'm not tackling that until all my plants are planted, because that's just raspberries. I just need to plant this full, and like potatoes and that kind of stuff. Potatoes and corn are going to go in there. And I have tomatoes going into that area. And then here I have the plants that you're seeing. There's cabbage, there's peppers and broccoli kind of in that area. And then I have some seeds planted. You can kind of see there's sticks there. So there's beets and peas have gone in. I do have some of my beans planted already. So I will be putting an archway in right there. So this is kind of fortunate, unfortunate. No, it's unfortunate. So what ended up happening last week is I was sick, and Sheldon had come out here and he figured, I'm going to tell so that Candy can start planting as soon as she feels better. And that was really generous of him, and he worked till it was like dark out. And then he went ahead and he tilled up this path right here. This was grass. And I was like, shoot, that was actually going to remain grass. But he did it. We're going to replant grass there. It will be totally fine. And then you can see where the grass is kind of growing out there. That is actually going to go all the way to that end. So here at the end of this one, where it actually meets up with the grass, we're going to have an archway built there. And the beans that I have planted there are a climbing bean. It's a dry bean. And they will climb up onto that arch. Then you can kind of see this row here. So this is actually all going to be grass eventually. There's going to be an arch right here, and I've already purchased the roses. So I am going to have climbing roses on this archway, and this is kind of going to be the entrance into my garden. You can just imagine it. If you're creative at all, you can just imagine it. Isn't that going to be gorgeous? So one day I would actually like to have all of this garden fenced in with a really beautiful fence that would go around the entire perimeter. Then we'd have this arch here, and it would go around the perimeter, and then we'd have another arch there right by the cows. And then we actually are going to change up, well, not change, we're going to make an addition that I have my salad bar right there. So we're going to make an addition. We're actually going to move, or we're going to add another 4x4 post, and we're going to extend the pergola out to the garage. And then I have more climbing roses. Those are a red climbing rose. This one here is kind of a combo. It's like a yellow and like coral color. It's really awesome. So anyways, I will tell you the names of those very shortly. We'll just get there. And look, it's getting sunny out. That was just like one little dump. Things barely got wet. Okay, but then we're gonna have climbing roses, and those are gonna be bright red. So let's go find them, and then I'll let you know what they are. The first rose that we have, it's called the John Cabot, and that it has the nice bright red roses on it. There you can see them. And then this one that is a little bit more of it has red leaves and stuff. That one has a red and, or sorry, not red. It has a yellow and coral bud. So those are going to be going into the garden. It's going to be really showy and very beautiful. But we just had a little dump. I'm going to keep planting. I'm going to keep shaping gardens, because maybe I can get my tomatoes in. That would be amazing. So yeah, the sun's coming out. I love that. Okay, let's do this. So we have a problem with living in the bush. We can't actually see how bad the storm is, and it sounds like it's getting pretty bad. So I think I'd be crazy to stay here and to just like keep working. So we're gonna head inside and wait this one out. But I need to do some cleanup here quickly. Storm passed us, didn't really do much. Everything's still dusty. But Sheldon has since come home, and I was kind of not happy with the soil condition. So we got a bunch more compost, and I was just hauling it in with the tractor, and now Sheldon is just filling it all up. So I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep planting. Good morning, everybody. I am coming out here very quickly because I kind of want to end off this video with you that I recorded yesterday. I realized that I just got into work and my camera was full, and so we just had to let it be. But I wanted to show you that what we all got done. So I was able to go ahead and finish shaping all of the beds on the opposite side and plant that all full. So the garden, this garden, as you see it, this garden is now completely planted. We had it watering, it rained during the night. Sorry for all the shadows, it's probably hard to see. But these two gardens are completely planted. Both of them are completely planted. Very, very excited about that. I told you that we were going to put an arch in here and we we're going to put garden boxes in there. We have yet to buy the lumber for those garden boxes. You can kind of see where the stakes are. That's where we want to put the garden box. And I'm actually tempted to just change that all up and to actually put like a stone garden in there. Very similar to kind of what you see there. I just put like a bunch of massive stones in there and kind of create little hills and make it look really nice. I'm tempted to do that for this area just because it would be very beautiful, and that would be my herb garden. And so then I could just literally plant herbs all over in there. It would be very, very beautiful. Still hemming and hawing about it, but it honestly is the cheapest option. Then you can see we already have stakes out in the back. I have not planted anything in there yet, but as I was finishing off this portion, Sheldon went ahead and shaped that bed for me. So we are going to be planting all of the popcorn and the potatoes and just the leftover seeds in there. So thanks for joining me. Remember, if you have some limitations, that's fine. That does not mean that you're completely limited. So I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you next time.